There will be a time. Oh, oh.
Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode of Getting Well with Terry and Friends, free NHL picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down today's slate. 12 games on the slate today. We have a whole bunch of games to go over, so we will do that. First, we will jump into the recap of yesterday, and then we'll be doing a quick news segment on the show. A segment that if people watched last year, they'll remember. We'll get to that here right after the recap. Taking a look at what happened yesterday, starting with this game, San Jose and Winnipeg. If only all games could be like this. The under 5.5 was never in doubt. The first half of the first period was 0-0. Winnipeg got a goal around the middle of the first period, and that was it. So a great easy winner here with the under 5.5 in this game. Florida Panthers, Pittsburgh Penguins. Unfortunately, Reinhart didn't score, but it's going to happen from time to time where he is going to have a game where he doesn't score. But he's been great at bouncing back after not scoring in his previous game. Florida Panthers money line was a nice winner as well. This Panthers team is dominant. We'll be talking about them here shortly. And this Pittsburgh Penguins team is falling. They are falling down the standings, and they have a game today against Chicago. And we'll obviously get to that here in a bit as well. And then Minnesota Wild, Arizona Coyotes. Unfortunately, Brock Faber did not get a point. His point streak did come to an end. But a nice victory for the Wild, who are red hot now and are getting themselves back in the playoff race. It's crazy how after the Wild scored a goal, all you could hear was cheering and yelling and people jumping up and down. You would think this game was in Minnesota, but it wasn't. It was in Arizona. The building filled with Wild fans, which is usually the case, but they were extra loud yesterday. An outstanding game for Marc-Andre Fleury. I said on yesterday's show that I did not care who starts. Gus, Fleury, I think they are both extremely similar with how they're playing right now, and it didn't matter to me one bit. Awesome to see Flower get the win here. And play fantastic in this game. But before we get to the comments, I will go back to the main page, I guess, and we will do our new segment, which is taking a look at the standings, as we used to do a lot towards the end of last year. Obviously, didn't do it for the first part of this year because it was kind of too early to look at the standings. But now, past the halfway point, so every day we'll take a quick look at the standings here. Boston, Florida, and Florida fighting for the top spot in the Atlantic. Tampa Bay is at third in the Metro. The Rangers are on top, 6 points ahead of Carolina. Philadelphia, 1 point behind with 64. The wild card race, currently Toronto's in the first wild card spot. Detroit is in second. New Jersey, 2 points behind them. The Islanders, 3 points behind the Red Wings. And then we kind of go down here a bit. Washington with 54. Pittsburgh with 53. Montreal, 52. Buffalo, 50. I don't want to say there's still 30 games left. So there for some teams. So there's definitely still runway left. But teams like Washington, Pittsburgh, Montreal, they are starting to head the wrong direction here. Buffalo with 50, Ottawa with 46, Columbus with 42. Columbus is going to be on an island on their own, I think, for the rest of the season. This Ottawa Senators team, I do believe, is going to rise up the standings. So Ottawa is going to be kind of all by themselves down there in last place. In the Central, Dallas was 72, Colorado was 70, Winnipeg was 69. An extremely close race here in this one for the Central. Vancouver was 78, Vegas was 68, Edmonton with 63. And then wild card spot, LA with 58, St. Louis with 58, close race there. And then right behind, Nashville with 56, Calgary and Minnesota both with 55, Seattle with 54. We've got a nice race for the wild card spots here in the West. Seattle with 54, Arizona with 50. And then we have the battle for the first overall pick. I think the first overall pick will most likely end with one of these three teams: Anaheim, San Jose, and Chicago. But before we get into this, we will go back and we will jump into the comment section and see what's going on here. Terrence, we meet again. Hello, Timothy. Reinhardt goal, 2 units because I lost 1 unit yesterday. All on him. All right. We'll see if he can get back to it. We'll talk about that game shortly. Hello, let's puck around and find out. There we go. Wild are the best team in the league right now. I wouldn't quite go that far yet. But they are definitely hot right now. They are definitely hot. Parlay segment, please. No, not yet, Owen. But I will definitely be mentioning some parlay pieces that I really like today. There are definitely some. Nice undercall. Sorry for the either suggestion. I think Connor were shots on goal producers. Wild money line, Florida money line saved my night. Exactly. Same. Props didn't go too well yesterday, but sides, which I've been struggling with most of the year, 3-0. So sides and totals. Robert, the Wild are the second best. We both know who the best is. Calm down now. Boldy and Eriksson at 3+ shots. Yes, they've been going crazy. They can meet in the finals. Wild and Hurricanes final. I think a lot of people would be upset about that, to be honest. Wild playing very well defensively. I agree, and shooting a lot. They completely outshot the Yotes, and it wasn't even close. Hope the Rangers lose today. We'll be talking about that game, of course. We'll be talking about every game. Bedard might make his return tonight. Oh, really? Oh, I had no idea. I didn't see like 30 tweets about it on Twitter. It's like nothing else is happening in the world. We all have to talk about how Bedard's coming back. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm not that excited, but yeah, nobody expected me to be. Columbus fired Yarmo. Yes, cleaning house, which makes sense for them. Just look where they are. And they had more expectations. Habs might be trading for Jake Allen. That as well. Those are the two other pieces of news, non-Connor Bedard related, that are going on in the NHL. We will jump into the first game of the slate, which is between the Florida Panthers and Buffalo Sabres. Florida, -148 to -155. Buffalo, +125 to +135. 6.5s. There are 6s available as well. Looking at goaltenders in this one, we have Anthony Stolarz likely for Florida. No big surprise with Bobrovsky playing last night. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen likely for Buffalo. Goalie advantage, numbers go to Stolarz, 2.11 goals against average, 2.51 for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, 917 save percentage for Stolarz, 913 save percentage for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. However, Luukkonen has been really good lately. He has been playing really well lately. We'll get his 5th straight start here in this one, and obviously was in net for the 7-0 shutout over the LA Kings. This Buffalo Sabres team is coming into this game feeling pretty happy. Their biggest win of the season, and they are probably feeling pretty happy about themselves. But They've lost 4 of their last 7 games, so should they really be that happy over 1 win? I don't think so. 3 of their last 5 games going over 6.5. Florida, 7-1 in their last 8 games, 1 over, 4 under, 1 push. How these teams, these division rivals, done against each other recently? Well, it's been very one-sided. Florida, 7-1 in the last 8 games between the teams. The last 3 meetings all going under 5.5. And my play in this game, shocker. Shocker, it's Sam Reinhart, anytime goal. Yes, he did not score in his last game, which is going to happen from time to time. But now he gets to come here and face his former team in the Buffalo Sabres. And what a great spot for him to bounce back for not scoring last night. Obviously, he was drafted by Buffalo, and I'm just bringing it up here. Dun, 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 dun. The last time that Reinhardt went 2 goals without scoring a game was on December 14th. So, like 2 months ago, against Vancouver and Seattle. He did not have any goals, and then, or Vancouver and Edmonton. And then since then, he has either gotten a goal or the next game he's bounced back with a goal. So will he go 2 games without a goal? It's possible, but I will go back to Reinhardt one more time in this game. Other players that are playing well, Carter Verhaeghe has a point in 15 of his last 19. Matthew Tkachuk, a point in 17 of his last 19. Matthew Tkachuk had himself a night last night. That's for sure. For Buffalo, the only really consistent player prop that I'm seeing is JJ Peterka to get 4+ shots on goal. He is shooting the puck a ton right now, at least 4 shots in 5 straight games. I think he can get 4 shots, but I don't know how many goals the Sabres score here. So I will take Mr. Reinhardt in this one. Not on Panthers money line, basically because of the price, and it isn't the best spot for them, being on the second night of a back-to-back. However, this team is just one of the best teams in the league, maybe the best team in the Eastern Conference, and they've dominated Buffalo in recent years. So no Buffalo for me. Lean with Florida, maybe a good parlay piece, Florida money line. But I like Mr. Reinhardt to get back and find the back of the net in this one. Panthers money line parlay. I agree. Panthers money line is the easiest parlay piece, right? They won't lose to Buffalo. Yeah, Tim obviously wants the win there. UPL, good goalie. He has been better recently. Yes. Biggest win of the season was a 9-3 win versus the Leafs. Okay, I suppose, but I think getting a shutout win is better. But there you go. Matthew Tkachuk will go off tonight. He has for a while. Florida minus 152 is a trap price, in my opinion. I love this Florida team. Reinhardt versus former team, positive regression, anytime goal prop. We'll see. This is a Reinhardt Hattie spot. I could see it. Anytime goal plus 125. If it drops to plus 120 or plus 115, let's go. Yeah, I got it for plus 125. It's at different spots. Plus 110 for Robert, depending on where you're looking at. Florida, Buffalo, both teams to score first period, plus 160 UPL. That's up an easy one early. I think Cousins gets one in the first period. Interesting. Reinhardt looked slow last night. Hopefully he's healthy and not getting sick. Everyone has an off night. Everyone has an off night, and I'm totally wasn't upset one bit. Obviously, I would have liked Reinhardt to score, obviously, but I wasn't upset one bit when he didn't score last night because he has made me so much money. I will stop once he goes 2 or 3 games without a goal. I'll stop. It's Reinhardt. Panthers, Bruins, Oilers. Money line is a parlay piece. Interesting. He's looking for number 40. Yeah. And it's that motivation spot. He gets to show Buffalo what they're missing here. They're definitely missing a very good goal scorer. We've seen that this year. Moving on along to our second game, which is between the Anaheim Ducks and the Ottawa Senators here. Anaheim plus 180 to plus 193. Ottawa minus 215 and minus 225. 6.5s right across the board in this game. And it was Operation Fade Ottawa earlier on in the season. It was basically just Ottawa's playing okay, bet against them. But now, not so much. The Senators team has been playing really well lately. Jonas Corposalo likely for this game. Nobody confirmed for Anaheim. It says John Gibson, who was injured or not, or was sick previously. So we might see him come back here. Corposalo has been great, 3 or fewer goals in his last 3 games, 935 save percentage. He's played well for Ottawa recently. How these teams played recently, Anaheim has lost 6 of their last 9 games, 4 overs, 3 unders, 1 push. Ottawa 6-1-1 in their last 8 games. 4 of their last 5 games going over 6.5. Ottawa is flexing their offensive muscles right now. They are scoring goals. 3 of their last 6 games going to overtime. Ottawa 5-3-1 in the last 9 meetings between the teams. No overs, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals in the last 4 meetings between the teams. Looking at my plays for this game, Brady Tkachuk, anytime goal, plus 135, and Shane Pinto, over half a point, plus 100 in this game. Pinto has a point in 3 straight, goal in 2 of his last 3, and assist in 3 straight. Brady Tkachuk has a goal in 5 of his last 6 games. Both those guys playing really well for Ottawa right now. Drake Batherson has a point in 5 of 6. Claude Giroux has a point in 4 of 5 for the Senators. If you're looking at Anaheim, Adam Henrique has a point in 7 of his last 8. Troy Terry, a point in 6 of his last 8. Frank Vetrano, a point in 3 of his last 4. Anaheim just getting shut off. Montreal, I would expect them to score something in this game. But I do like the Senators. The issue is that I don't like the Senators minus 220. So again, this would be a parlay piece for me if you want to back Ottawa, as I use them as a parlay piece in their last game. This Ottawa team is a team I want to bet on right now, but I don't necessarily want to take them to win on the puck line. So this would be a parlay piece for me, but I'll take a Tkachuk goal and Shane Pinto point in this one. I'll jump into the chat. Dun, 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 dun. Screw the bees. LOL. IceX, obviously a Bruins fan, sends you a heart, Tommy. So there you go. Pass. All right. Every time I bet the Bruins, they lose, so it's a win bet for me. All right. We're not even talking about the Bruins. No, I'm just kidding. We'll get to the Bruins shortly. It's okay. Roman Josi for Mårten H straight up. I would do it. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I I don't know if I would do that if I was a Canes fan. Nate just is young and he's just basically getting started. Yossi is older, and the Canes issue isn't, well, this year it seems to be their defense, but it's usually been their offense that's been the issue for the Canes. Ottawa team total over 4 is plus 100, and Pinto anytime point plus 100. I like it. In this one, no play on the team total for me. 4, that's a little high, but I do think the Senators can do it. But now we'll talk about the Boston Bruins and the Seattle Kraken. Seattle plus 155 to plus 165. Boston minus 181 to minus 200. 5.5s right across the board in this game. When it comes to goaltenders here, it does look like Joey Decord will be in net. He is likely. For Seattle, nobody confirmed yet. For Boston in this one, how these teams been playing recently. Seattle 3-3-1 in their last 7, so not really winning, not really losing. Like they're just basically 500, going under 5.5 in 4 straight games. Boston 3-2-1 in their last 6, going under 5.5 in 7 of their last 8. Boston 3-1 all time against the Kraken. 3 of the 4 games went under 5.5. Sure, everyone, guess what my play is here? It's the under 5.5, minus 105. And I'm also on a player prop here, Jared McCann, over half a point for plus 105. The Kraken have not been scoring. They have scored 5 goals over their last 4 games. However, McCann has a point in 9 of his last 10. So the Kraken aren't scoring, but the little bit of offense they do get, McCann is involved. So point in 9 of his last 10 games, I'm getting plus 105. I absolutely have to take it here in this game. If the Kraken get shut out, then it is what it is. I'll probably cash my under 5.5. So I think we can get both here in this one. McCann to continue his point streak, a low scoring game. When it comes to who wins, I would lean Boston, but not pulling the trigger. I like the under a lot more here. One play I will be adding, not quite available yet, but Joey Decord over on his saves prop has been a winner. Went with Grubauer, was one save away from cashing, which was frustrating. But I do think Boston shoots the puck a lot here at Decord tonight, and we can cash that saves prop when it's available. So that'll be one more prop that I'll be adding here in this game. Nashville needs young offensive talent, like what the Wild have. They can just stay old. Stay old. No, I'm kidding. But Nashville's talking about Saros. They're talking about trading Saros. And when you're 1 or 2 points out of a playoff spot, do you really want to trade UC Saros? But we'll see if it ends up getting done or if it's just rumors. Bruins money line. Parlay with Panthers and Canucks. All right. Pass. Someone broke Seattle after last season's excitement. I know. The Seattle Kraken, the Buffalo Sabres, they were 2 teams that made me a lot of money last year. 2 teams I could count on. And looking at this season, it's Florida. I know it's a little bit different situation. Kraken and Buffalo are dogs a lot of the time. But this season, it's this Florida Panthers team that I can count on. They're one of the few teams I can count on from night to night when I bet on them. Why does it matter so much what jerseys the Sabres are wearing? Apparently, they do well wearing the goat head jerseys. It is what it is. Boston desperate to get back on track. Good spot for the under, Terry. I agree. And I agree with you. I think they'll be shooting the puck a lot, which is why I do like the saves prop for Joey Decord. Fernando likes the Kraken plus 1.5. Interesting. I really think this is going to be a 2-1 game. So I think we can all cash in this game, actually. Very potential, a lot of potential for us all to cash. And moving on to one of my favorite games of the night. We have the LA Kings heading to New Jersey to face the Devils. LA minus 105 to plus 100. New Jersey minus 110 to minus 115. 6.5s right across the board in this game. And taking a look at goaltenders. Oh, and we have news since I just refreshed. It looks like Jeremy Swayman will be in that for Boston in our last game. He is likely for this game here. Nico Doss confirmed for New Jersey. Nobody yet confirmed for LA. After David Riddick got absolutely lit up by the Sabres, I would assume that they would go to Cam Talbot in this game, but we will see. Nico Doss has played absolutely amazing his last 2 games, stopping 57 of 60 shots. Yes, this is his third game in 4 nights, as Nick was letting me know in our chat, um, for the New Jersey Devils. We'll look at the standings here. LA, 2-3-2 in their last 7 games, losing 5 of their last 7. They've also lost 15 of their last 19 games. New Jersey, 3-1-1 in their last 5. LA Kings trending towards the over. New Jersey 0-2-1 to a total of 6, so they're trending towards the under. The Devils 6-2-2 in the last 10 meetings between the teams. 3 of the last 5 went to overtime. The last 2 meetings being high scoring affairs, going over 6.5. For me, it is the Devils. Give me the Devils here. And I know the LA Kings just got smashed 7-0. They should have some pride. They should come out here and they should give out their best effort to win this game. I just don't buy that. This Kings team is awful. All they do is lose. Yes, they barely got the win for their new coach, or I guess not barely. They got the win for their new coach in the first game. And what did they go do in the second game? They have one of their worst games of the season in a 7-0 loss. Now they're heading here to New Jersey. Yes, the Devils have been playing games lately, but this Devils team is young. They are a young team with a lot of speed and skill. They just had the All-Star break. They had a lot of days off. The Kings are traveling too, being a West Coast team on the East Coast. Give me the Devils here. This Devils team has the feeling that they're going to be going on a run. I think this Devils team is going to be making their playoff push, and I believe they will find themselves in the playoffs. Yes, they need a goalie, but Nico Doss has played really well for them their last few games. And I like them to take care of this Kings team and get the win here for the hometown team or the hometown at home. Boston projects 31.5 shots against Seattle's 28.5. Give it 31 and a half sounds great because I'm pretty sure it'll be 27 or 28 for a Decord save prop. So I'll be looking at that. Kings money line. All right, me and Robert are in disagreement. New Jersey and LA need all the points. I predict LA will miss the wild card in the West, and New Jersey will get back in the East wild card. Jack Hughes for president. I completely agree. This New Jersey Devils team with Jack Hughes is a completely different team. He's healthy. He's heating up. He's shooting the puck a lot recently. I'll get to props here in a second. So I totally agree. And the Kings were in a comfortable spot in the playoffs, and now they are not, as we saw earlier in the standings, with teams 2-3 points behind them. If this Kings team continues to play the way they did in their last game, they are going to find themselves right out of the playoffs for sure. Fernando likes Jersey as well. Awesome. Devils better team, camaraderie, and positive locker room. Exactly. The locker room toxins. Dubois is definitely a big part of that. A big part of that. That's like an ant. An ant. Explanation, I6, for your ant. Feel like I should know, but I don't. Matt Boldy better than Jack. Whoa, Robert, come on now. As much of it, everyone knows. Getting Wildwoodtarian friends, I'm the big look behind me. I'm a huge Wild fan, but if I had to choose between Jack Hughes and Matt Boldy, I can't even say it because I have a signed puck and I'm a Matt Boldy fan. But no, Jack Hughes, I would have to take Jack Hughes all day long over Matt Boldy. I'm sorry, Boldy. I hope you don't listen and watch that, but no. For this game, looking back at our last game, the only Boston player really all that hot right now is Pastrnak assist in 6 of his last 7 games. Another reason why I like the under, not a lot of Boston players are consistent right now. For this game, Quinton Byfield has a point in 5 of his last 6 games. Adrian Kempe, at least 3 shots on goal in 6 of his last 7, and a point in 4 of his last 7 games. Jack Hughes has at least 4 shots on goal in 4 straight games, a goal in back-to-back. Nico Hischier, a point in 9 of his last 11. Yes, Jesper Bratt, a point in 7 of his last 10. Those are the players I'd look at here. I do think we see goals in this game. Hopefully more Devils goals. Robert likes to push Terry's like button. No, hey, I would be honest and say I'm completely honest. I would have to take Jack Hughes over Boldy. It's just it is what it is. But and yeah, we'll leave it at that. But we'll move on along to our next game, which is between the Montreal Canadiens and the New York Rangers. Here, Montreal plus 200 to plus 215. The Rangers minus 244 to minus 260. Sixes right across the board in this game. We'll see what we're doing for goalies here. If we have both are confirmed, awesome. Samuel Montembeault confirmed for Montreal. Jonathan Quick confirmed for the Rangers. And it's interesting. Igor Shesterkin off the shutout, and now not getting the start in the next game. They're going back to Quick, which is kind of interesting. Quick has been lights out, especially recently. 3-0-0 in his last 3 games with a .951 save percentage. In his last few starts here. How these teams been doing recently? Well, Montreal 3-2-1 in their last 6 games. 3 of their last 6 games going over 6.5. The Rangers have won 5 in a row. 3 of their last 4 games going under 5.5. The Rangers going overtime. 2 of their last 4. What happens when these teams face each other? Well, recently Montreal 3-1-1 in the last 5 meetings. The last 2 going to overtime. 3 of the last 5 games going over 6.5. And when it comes to the total here, I think it will probably be a lower scoring game. I would lean with the under 6, just with Montreal coming off the 6-0 win. Jonathan Quick has been great for the Rangers, but I do think Jonathan Quick can give up at least 1 or 2 goals. And if he does that, I think we cash Juraj Slafkovsky over half a point plus 100. Slafkovsky, one of those players like Marco Rossi that everyone was saying is a total bust. How could Montreal possibly take in Slafkovsky first overall? And, not all players come out in their first year and are a slam dunk right away. Sometimes they take a little bit of time to cook. And that's exactly what's happened with Slafkovsky. And he is on a heater right now. A point in 6 straight games for Montreal. Nick Suzuki, his line mate, has a point in 8 straight games. Cole Caulfield has a point in 11 of his last 12. At least 3 shots on goal in 7 of his last 9. And at least 4 shots on goal in 6 of his last 9. The top line is looking really good for Montreal right now. Alexis Lafreniere has at least 3 shots on goal in 6 straight games for the Rangers. Johnny Brodzinski has a goal in 3 of his last 5, has a point in 4 of 5, but we can't bet on it. You can only bet his goal prop, which is frustrating. If I could bet his point prop, I would, but it's not available, so I will pass, and he'll probably score. But I'll take Slafkovsky here to get a point. Who wins? Honestly, I don't know if Montreal wins, but I think they can keep this game close. And plus 1.5 for Montreal at minus 115, minus 120. I don't think it's a horrible look here. I think the Canadiens are in this game. Do they get the victory? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Under. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, especially with Quick and net. I could see it. If Jack Hughes was on the Wild, do you think he would still be putting up the same numbers? Jack Hughes was on the Wild, he would be playing with Kaprizov and Boldy. And looking at his line mates on New Jersey, I think Jack Hughes would put up more points if he was on the Wild. That's just how I feel. Montembeault in net. Yes, he'll be in net here for this one. I would take every player on the Canes over Jack Hughes. Coming from a Canes fan. Okay, makes sense. I like Rangers. Montreal don't win 2 in a row. That's possible. That's very possible as well. Tyler Toffoli, anytime point or goal, 3+ shots on goal versus former team. All right, best of luck. Good day yesterday, tuning in late. No problem. Yes, it was a good day yesterday. New York Rangers, 5th best penalty kill in the league. That's true. That's true. Thanks, Tommy. Yes, thanks, Tommy. We will move on along to our next game, which is a really interesting one. And I've seen a lot of people taking the road dog here in this one. We've got the Philadelphia Flyers plus 136 to plus 144 heading to Toronto, minus 160 to minus 165. Sixes right across the board in this game. We'll start with starting goalies. I believe. Get it up here. They're never in the right order. The goalies compared to my order for the games. Ilya Samsonov confirmed for Toronto. Samuel Urson confirmed for Philadelphia. And this Flyers team is frustrating. They go into the break looking like the Chicago Blackhawks. Actually, I shouldn't even say that because Chicago can stop the puck. Philadelphia looked like an AHL team heading into the break, and now they're on this winning streak since coming off the break. They are a hot and cold team, and I really don't know what I'm going to get from them. This Toronto team, I obviously watched their last game, and that was the best defensive game that the Toronto Maple Leafs have probably played in 20 years. That should say a lot. Flyers coming to this game winning 4 games in a row, 3 of their last 4 games under 5.5. The Leafs 5-2 in their last 7, 2 overs, 4 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. What's happened when these teams have faced each other? Well, Toronto's won the last 6 meetings. Not only that, Toronto's won 5 of the last 6 meetings by 3 or more goals. This is not close when these teams face each other. Philadelphia comes in Toronto, in Philadelphia, wherever it is, and gets their ass handed to them. The last 5 meetings, all over 6.5. 9 of the last 11 over 6.5. For me, this game is pretty much a pass. No single plays for me here. This Flyers team is hot right now. I looked at the past history, the domination by the Leafs and the over history. But this Leafs team, if they play like they did their last game, this is going to be a 2-1 game for somebody. So I can't go to the over. I'm not taking the Leafs at the price they're at. Does look like Tavares and Marner and Nylander, who apparently got sick as well. They are expected to play today, so nothing confirmed there. But with those players being sick, I don't really want to back them with player props. So for the one time all year, I'm passing on all Toronto player props. There's nobody that is consistent for me right now or that's 100% healthy that I feel confident in taking. For the Flyers, non-surprisingly, the Flyers have won 4 games in a row, and Travis Konecny has a point in all 4 games. Owen Tippett has a point in 8 of his last 11, at least 3 shots on goal in 12 of his last 13 games. He has been consistent at shooting the puck for the Flyers. Sean Couturier has a point in 3 of his last 5, but I'd keep my eye on him. Was just named captain. This will be his first game since being named captain. So I would look at that top line there for player props for Philadelphia. But more than likely, this is a game I'm going to watch and see. we'll see if the Flyers can continue their hot play recently. Breaking fake news. Brock Faber's been traded to the Blackhawks for Nick Foligno. Oh, awesome. Sounds great. LMAO. Yeah, I'm going to have nightmares now. Imagine if that happened in a dream and I dreamt that. Oh, I'd be waking up in chills. Fake response. Let's go. Ice. Yeah, accelerated. That would accelerate their rebuild a lot, getting Brock Faber. Liam Leafs. I can see it. These two teams are battling in the standings. It's the second half of the season. They got to play stronger defensively and favor the under. No, I do. I do look in this game and lean under. I think this could be a good draw spot as well. Honestly, this has the making of a 1-1, 2-2 overtime game that somebody wins. John, captain, my captain, Couturier. Yeah, I'll have to see if he has a good game. I have this feeling like, obviously, he's been a long time Flyer. Now he's captain. I think he puts on a good performance here tonight. Heading on along to our next game, we have the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Colorado plus 100 to plus 114. Tampa Bay minus 122 to minus 125. Let me refresh and see if this has moved at all. Nope. Okay. 6.5s and 7s available in this game. Justice Annunen confirmed for Colorado. 1-1 in the season, a 4.03 goals against average, 886 save percentage. He has not been good at all this year, really. Andrei Vasilevsky for Tampa Bay. Obviously, a huge goaltending advantage with Tampa Bay. I don't think it's close in this game. Colorado comes into this game after a win, breaking their 4-game losing streak. 1-3-1 in their last 5. 3 of their last 4 games going over 6.5. Tampa Bay 5-2 in their last 7. 4 over, 2 under, 1 push. Going overtime in their last game. What's happened when these teams have faced each other in the past? Tampa Bay 4-2-1 in the last 7 games. 5 of the last 6 games going under 5.5. So we usually do see some very low scoring games when these teams face each other. But here we are seeing 7s. And that's in large part because the Avalanche goaltending has not been good this year, especially, as I said, Annunen. And this Tampa Bay offense has flexed its muscles at times this year. When I look at this game, one play for me, Anthony Cirelli, over half an assist, plus 170. That is a crazy high price for Cirelli, who has an assist in 8 of his last 10 games. Brandon Hagel, getting off his goal prop here. He has a point in 7 straight games, but it's like minus 145. So it's out of my range. But that's one of my favorite parlay pieces of the day, is Brandon Hagel to get a point. He has been on fire. Point in 7 straight games, a goal in 5 of his last 7 for Tampa Bay. Plays with Cirelli. Nikita Kucherov has a point in 11 of his last 12 games for Tampa Bay. And yes, the big guns for Colorado got going in their last game, but hasn't been consistent yet. So we'll see if they can do it here again in this game. No player props for me for Colorado in this one. Tampa Bay money line. I lean that way. I really do. I really do lean that way, and it's such a great price. But yes, is it me or is everyone in the Lightning today? All I'm hearing today is Lightning. That is true, especially with Annunen now in a net as well. And such a great price for Tampa Bay at home. Tampa Bay has a 7-game home win streak. There you go. I want to bet. I really want to bet Tampa Bay. I do. Avs are better at home. That's true. Owen loves the Avs today. And I can see that with everyone being all over Tampa Bay. I can see that. Kind of screams trap, eh, Owen? Yeah, IceX agrees with you. Question for everyone. What team do you think is deeper? Which team is stronger defensively? Which team has the better goaltending? I favor the over and love all Mikko Rantanen, Arturi Lehkonen props. Oh, and Hagel anytime point. Yeah, I love Hagel anytime point. Like I said, parlay piece for me. here. Tampa at home. They are, yeah, they do well at home. At Fernando, it's just like everyone on the Kings. Not this guy. I'm not on the Kings. And that's a great thing for me to mention too. To people watching the show, don't take it personally if I shit on your teams. So if you're a Kings fan, if you're a Flames fan, if you're a Flyers fan, I don't hate your teams. I'm just not a fan of them this year. So don't hate me for shitting on your teams. It's nothing personal, unless you're a Blackhawks fan. Sorry, Tommy. And yeah, that's the only team I personally hate with a passion, but can't blame me being a Wild fan. And if you wonder why, go look at 2013 to 2016 playoff series, and that'll tell you all you need to know why I hate the Blackhawks. But we'll move on along. A few more games left. Dallas Stars and the Nashville Predators here in this one. Dallas minus 149 and minus 155. Nashville plus 125 to plus 138. Sixes right across the board in this game. UC Soros is likely for this one. Nobody been confirmed for Dallas. I'll do a quick refresh because you never know. While we're on the show, things might have changed. Nothing's changed. Okay. Most likely it'll be Jake Ottinger here in this one. UC Soros has allowed at least 3 or more goals in 4 straight games. And this Nashville team is starting to allow goals. They've lost 6 of their last 8 games, giving up at least 4 goals in 6 of their last 7. Dallas 6-1 in their last 7 games. They've scored at least 4 goals in 5 of their last 7 games. The road team has won all 3 meetings between these teams this year. Both teams trending towards the over in their last few games, 4-2-1 to a total of 6 for Dallas, 2-0-2 to a total of 6 for Nashville, and we're getting the 6. So I kind of do lean with the over. However, past history, Dallas 5-2 in the last 7 meetings, 2 over, 5 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. But we have seen both of these teams play a lot better defensively in the past years. For me, I got the Stars money line at minus 130 last night. Obviously, it's moved now. And now, obviously, being at minus 155, it would have to be a parlay piece for me. One of the reasons why I locked in my plays the night before. My plays obviously are available for sale. So a reason to buy them the night before as well is you get a lot better of a price, a lot of line movement, especially in this game here. So I like Stars money line. Would be a parlay piece for me at this price. Player props, Mason Marchment cashed for us in the last game. We'll go right back to him here. A point in 7 straight games for the Dallas Stars. Robertson has has an assist in 3 straight. Roman Josi has an assist in 11 of his last 13 games. Those are the players I'd look at here for Dallas and Nashville. Dun, 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 dun. No offense ever taken. Good. Because you, Tommy, you may be a Blackhawks fan, but you're one of the loyal viewers on the show, and I appreciate you a lot. Isex, yeah, been hearing Kings also. Yeah. Because the Kings looked so good to start the season, and everyone thinks that they're this Stanley Cup Stanley Cup contender, and that's why a lot of people want to back this Kings team. I don't see it. I don't see it. No, I'm taking a day to hiatus from making plays. I'll just be tailing for now. After tonight's slate, I'll see if any patterns or scenarios. All right. Only one game tomorrow, so maybe you want to wait till Saturday. That line has moved a ton too. Stars money line is a parlay piece. At this price, that's where I would have to look at. Yeah. Went up to plus 120. Let's go. Awesome. We'll move on along to our next game here, which is between the Edmonton Oilers and the St. Louis Blues. Edmonton minus 192 to minus 200. St. Louis plus 164 to plus 178. 6.5s right across the board. And there might be some Blues fans that are not happy with me from yesterday's show. And, you know, I'm not going to hold what they did in that same. You can't, what am I trying to say here? You can't judge the Blues from their last game and fade them in this game because you're angry at them for losing your last game. Because that's a good way to lose money. They can't hold grudges. Obviously, you have to take into account what happened in their last game, but no grudges here for me. Looking at these two teams, how they played recently, Edmonton 2-2 in their last 4 games. St. Louis 2-2 in their last 4 games. The Oilers 2 of their last 4 over 6.5. St. Louis 3 of their last 4 under 5.5. How these teams done against each other in the past: Edmonton 4-2-1 in the last 7 meetings. 3 over, 2 unders. 2 games finished with 6 goals. Looking at this game here for me, it is ultimately a pass. No single plays. Um, I don't want to take the Oilers here at this price. I don't want to take St. Louis. Could St. Louis bounce back after the Leafs game? Of course they could. You would expect them to, but they're coming back home now here after being in Eastern Canada. Now they're coming back home. Not a spot I want to back them. So ultimately, this game is pretty much a pass here. Player props for Edmonton: Connor McDavid, a point in 18 of his last 20. Draisaitl, a point in 9 of his last 11. Braden Shen for St. Louis, a point 7 of his last 9, 11 of his last 14. Robert Thomas has an assist in 7 of 10. Jordan Kyrou, a goal in 3 of his last 5. At least 3 shots on goal in 5 of his last 6 games. Not one of my favorite games of the night, this game, that's for sure. But if Edmonton wants to win in regulation, I'll take it. Yes. Robert and I do want St. Louis to lose. That would be nice. Lean Oilers minus 1.5. I like it. The Kings and Devils. To Fernando's question there. Small grudge here. Yeah, of course. I'm just saying, like, yeah. And St. Louis versus Edmonton. Edmonton takes care of business here. Edmonton better offensively and defensively. Wish me a luck. Come on, Edmonton puck line. Good luck. I want you to win. I do. I want you to win. Robert says 5-2 Oilers. I could see it. I definitely could see it. Because not only did the Leafs play really good defensively, this Blues team didn't really show up to that game. They could have done a lot better with all the guys that were out. Now we go on to this game, and this one is really interesting. I know. Interesting. Pittsburgh Penguins, Chicago Blackhawks. Pittsburgh minus 199 to minus 220. Chicago plus 165 to plus 180. 5.5s right across the board in this game. I should have mentioned in our last game, it is Stuart Skinner against Jordan Bennington, both confirmed. For this game, nobody's confirmed. Projected Alex Nedeljkovic against Peter Mrazek here, but nobody has been confirmed. Obviously, it should be Nedeljkovic with Tristan Jarry playing last night. How these teams been doing recently? Pittsburgh 2-5-1 in their last 8 games, coming off that loss against Florida yesterday. This Pittsburgh team, as we looked at in the standings at the beginning of the show, is falling. And yes, they've got some games in hand, but they need to win them. And this is a game that they have to win. But they've had to win games against the Blackhawks before, and it didn't go so well, which we'll get to here in a second. Pittsburgh, 8 of their last 10 games under 5.5. Chicago has lost 7 in a row. 1 over, 3 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Both of these teams trending towards the under right now. So I totally understand why this game is a 5.5. What's happened when these teams have faced each other in the past? Well, Chicago 13-2-1 in the last 16 meetings between these teams. They have had Pittsburgh's number. 5 overs, 2 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. So we usually see high scoring games too when these teams face each other. As it's all over Twitter and everyone's talking about it, it does sound like Connor Bedard will return for this game for Chicago. And Pittsburgh last season needed to beat Chicago to make the playoffs. Couldn't do it. Opened up their season this year with a loss against Chicago. And now here they are. Obviously, this isn't they're not eliminated from the playoffs if they don't win this game. But if you really look at the standings, if they go and lose this game, they pretty much are heading towards no playoffs, in my opinion. And this is a game that they absolutely have to win. But I can't trust them to win this game. Honestly, I lean Chicago here. Rest advantage for Chicago. They've played really well against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh on the second night of a back-to-back. They're an old team. So unlike with the New Jersey Devils, they're playing a lot of games in the last few nights. I really think it affects this Pittsburgh team a lot more. And honestly, this feels like a Chicago spot. Is my money on it? No. But it does feel like a Chicago spot. Sidney Crosby, a point in 9 of his last 11. He did have a point in yesterday's game before the goal change. So he did have a point, and now he doesn't. I think he should be able to find a point here against the Blackhawks, but this game will be a 100. I should have pass here instead of no single plays because this game is a complete pass for me. But watch the Blackhawks in this game because I know you get your star player back and you want to fade that team. But with Chicago, I think getting Bedard back, instead of everyone thinking, oh, we can take it easy, I think getting Bedard back lightly will rejuvenate the entire lineup. So that's what I think here in this one. Edmonton team total over 4 is possible play too. All right. I'd like to see it. Beat up the Blues. Fernando's going to go is leaning Devils. All right. I like it. Blackhawks money line, obviously. Well, I don't know about obviously, but kind of pointing there. Fernando agrees as well. It is pointing towards Blackhawks. Pittsburgh bounce back and Mrazek save prop over is your play again. All right. Didn't get to Mrazek. I don't really do a lot of save props. As I said, I am doing Joey Decor today, but Mrazek should be good too because he would expect Pittsburgh to shoot a lot. But the second night of a back-to-back, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable with that. Pass, Pens will win. All right, there you go. Especially with the return of Bedard tonight, very likely. I heard that now it's official, but yeah, we'll have to see. Did goal scoring against the Leaf injured last game? Felina point, Rust point. Against those day to day. Ooh, that's not good. That is not good. Tomorrow, Canes and Reg is money. Tomorrow is a pass. Speaking of tomorrow, there may or may not be a show tomorrow. So we'll see. I don't want to do a show for one game if I don't have anything to give out. So there may or may not be a show. Any parlay guys? I don't have any ready for the show. But if anyone in the chat, there's been some parlays mentioned, and I've mentioned some parlay pieces that I like too. And if you want parlay pieces, the Google Doc in the description below to my Google Doc has all the stats there, so you can get some parlay pieces there and make them for yourself. But we'll jump into the second last game of the night. One more after this. This game here, San Jose plus 285 to plus 307. Calgary minus 350 to minus 375. 5.5s. Does look like there is a 6 available here in this game. Confirmed goaltenders, nobody yet. Or actually, incorrect. Wow. Dustin Wolf confirmed. He'll be getting the start here against the Sharks. His first game in over 2 months. Obviously, he's done fantastic in the AHL. Not so much in the NHL so far. 3.45 goals against average, 893 save percentage. But he's facing this San Jose Sharks team, which is pretty much an AHL roster here. Mackenzie Blackwood should be in net for the Sharks here in this one. How these teams been doing recently? San Jose 4-2-1 in their last 7 games. 4 of their last 5 going under 5.5. Calgary have won 4 of their last 5. 3 of their last 5 games going under 5.5. Calgary's won the last 5 meetings between the teams, covering the puck line in all 5 games. 5 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. So we usually do see quite a bit of goals when these teams face each other. And for me, sorry, another no single plays game for me here. I lean with the under. Now that Dustin Wolf is in net, it makes me not so interested in the under. I was much more wanting to see Markstrom because of how consistent he's been here in this game. Looking at player props, Kadri has a point 13 of his last 16 for the Flames, but that's basically about it. I don't have a lot for this game. And if you were wondering if I would use Calgary as a parlay piece here at minus 350 to minus 375, the answer is no. I would not. This Flames team is going to be a seller. They've already started to be a seller. Yes, they played well their last few games, but that's just going to end with them not getting a very high draft pick and being minus 350, minus 370. I know they're facing the Sharks, but I just can't recommend somebody betting that. Even with their domination over the Sharks and the back-to-back with the Sharks, I would still stay away from the Flames. But we'll see what happens here. Oilers money line, Panthers money line, and Bruins money line is Owen's parlay. All right. IceX is laughing. There you go. Owen's a big parlay guy. Nothing wrong with parlays. I know a lot of people say parlay is the evil word, but I don't necessarily agree with that. As long as it's done, as long as you do bankroll control and it's not like 20 game parlays and you're putting like 5 units on it, then you're good. As long as you're not doing that. Sprinkle a few of the props mentioned here. Yes, that's what I would do. Thanks, Terry. No problem. Yeah, my favorite parlay piece of the day today, as I said, would be God, I blank on his name in the Tampa Bay, Brandon Hagel, to get a point. Sharks, maybe. So it's official. Bedard is back. There you go. Bruins and Rangers. Bruins should beat the Kraken easily. Rangers on a good home streak. All right. Kraken will beat the Bruins. IceX knows his Bruins team. I've been on the other side of IceX with his Bruins this year lately, and it has not worked. Last year, IceX was fading his Bruins all the time, and obviously they had a record-breaking year last year. So IceX didn't do good fading his Bruins last year, but this year he's been on the right side, so that's interesting. Just give me a low-scoring game, please, and that's fine. Calgary should shoot a lot of pucks. San Jose, Chicago, Montreal, Columbus, San Jose. Wow. There you go. San Jose under players props hit yesterday. Yes, very good look. Juan was on a few Sharks player under props. And there you go. Winners because they didn't score a goal at all. So any one that you played was a winner. I was laughing at how Bedard tweeted at the Blackhawks Twitter, not at Owen. Oh, okay. Thanks for your insight. No problem. Thanks for watching, Redil. Thanks for watching. Flames are back after a long road trip. Yes, that's true as well. So not a spot I'm interested in them. Fernando likes the Sharks. And hey, it could be that spot for them. We'll see. But final game of the night and one of the better games that they saved for the end here. We've got the Detroit Red Wings and the Vancouver Canucks. Detroit plus 150 to plus 162. Vancouver minus 178 to minus 185. 6.5 right across the board in this game. No confirmed goaltenders here. Projected to be Alex Lyon against Thatcher Demko in this one. how these teams been playing recently. Detroit 4-3-1 in their last 8 games, coming off a rough loss to the Edmonton Oilers, where the Oilers flexed their muscles. Connor McDavid had a 6-assist night. So the Red Wings will be trying to play better defensively, most likely in this game, going over 6.5 in 4 of their last 6 games, overtime in 2 of their last 3. Vancouver 7-1-2 in their last 10 games, 4-4-1 to a total of 6, so no real edge with the total. They've gone to overtime in 4 of their last 7. What's happened when these teams have faced each other? Well, the Red Wings have won 5 in a row against the Canucks. The last 3 meetings all going over 6.5. And I hate to do it 4 games in a row, but no single play for me here in this one to finish off the slate. Detroit's a great price, as they were against Edmonton, and I was tempted to take them against Edmonton. Um, Detroit has a winning history here against the Canucks, but this Canucks team is the real deal, and I think this Canucks team is the best Canucks team we've seen in a long time, potentially since they went to the Stanley Cup the last time against the Bruins. And I don't want to say better than that team, but this Canucks team is very, very good. The Red Wings team is an up-and-coming team. But for me to fade Vancouver, I have to have a really, really good reason to do it here, and I don't have it for this Red Wings team. Red Wings props, well, Larkin's starting to go cold, which isn't good. Overall, for the Red Wings, the only prop I found here, Patrick Kane, an assist in back-to-back games, at least 3 shots on goal in 7 of his last 9. I'd look at Patrick Kane shot prop. The one game there he didn't get 3 shots. It's because he got injured early and got no shots. So he shoots the puck a lot as long as he plays. Quinn Hughes a point in 9 of his last 11 games. Elias Pettersson a point in 4 of his last 6 here for the Canucks. I like the earlier part of the slate a lot more than the last final games here. After the Wings got bent over and shelled by the Oilers, pass. Yeah, I agree. Canucks money line, Phil Kessel. Yes, you could go with Canucks money line. Phil Kessel is not signed yet. Apparently looked extremely tired with the minor league team and the practice or whatever it was. So he's got some catching up to do before we find him back in the NHL. Parlay party. So Tommy's parlay here. Reinhardt anytime goal, the over 6.5 in Colorado, Tampa Bay, and the over in this game, plus 570. Wow. Nice plus money there. See, if I was doing your parlay here, what I would do is I would take Reinhardt point, Colorado, Tampa Bay over 5.5, and Detroit, Vancouver over 5.5. Yes, the odds would be a lot less. Maybe not that much less, but I would go with the alternative totals myself if I was doing it, but all good. I hated how we were expecting the line to start for the Wings, and out of nowhere, they pulled the reverse card and start Husso. Then it was just the end. There you go. Timothy is tailing your parlay, Tommy. He likes it. Awesome. Good day, Terry. I'll be watching after the show. Hey, good day to you as well, Captain Bry. You and I were aligned a lot in yesterday's slate. Sadly, the props didn't go so well, but we were right on with the sides and totals, which was awesome. It's time to grind. Yeah, time to grind. Call of Duty. Okay, you guys are playing Call of Duty. Best of luck. A nice alternative. Yeah, that's what I would go with, the alternative totals myself, but that's just me. Kings, Stars, Bruins, Canucks plus 680. Wow. Well, there you go. Little Reinhardt, 2 goals at plus 750. Oh, so Nick thinks he's going to. Hey, and plus 43 for the Hattie. There we go. Against his former team, I would not be surprised. I think he does get it going today. I'm struggling today. It's time to grind Call of Duty and watch all my bets fail. Whoa, I hope not, Owen. I hope not. I hope all your bets don't fail. But that's today's show. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're new, hit the like and subscribe. Appreciate all the support. Again, not sure about tomorrow. Maybe I'll just do a quick show just to say hi and give out any props that I may have. But very small slate with tomorrow. Maybe I'll get to some AHL games I'll look over the slate. I know Gualo would like that in the chat. So we'll see about tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. But best of luck to everyone tonight, and we'll see you again for another episode. Getting well with Terry and friends, free NHL picks. No problem, Nick. No problem at all. Best of luck. Struggling isn't I can't type. I'm not retarded or depressed. Oh, okay. There you go. Take a Colorado Tampa Bay over and Reinhardt goal. It's going to be a good night. All right. Reinhardt scores. Have a show. Interesting. Thanks, Terry. No problem on. Thanks, Terry. Best luck to all. And Fernando's laughing, most likely at Owen. So, the best luck, everyone, and we'll see you again. Thanks, guys.